guys, Rumblysuperset here, back again doing another analysis, this time of weapon power Skye in the jungle. A lot of people do CP Skye in the jungle if they do play Skye, if it's not the Fortress Koshka meta. And I wanted to try weapon power. Although I did confuse my glaive, he was supposed to go, I think, Vox, and I thought he was going to go CP, but at the very end, when I was trying to get my stuff set up to record, I didn't realize he went glaive, so I was still going weapon power, and I'm like, oh wait, he's glaive. Well, I already bought the items, so I was like, oh well. Here's our first engagement. As you can tell, I'm going against Playoff Beard, a dev of Vainglory, the community manager, I believe. And then we're going against two other members of Gangstars, and I take out glaive, and then I'm finishing up Arden here, using my passive to get me that move speed, so I can just stay on the back of Arden without him getting away. Our glaive is still in lane. I'm actually going to hit up Vox here as well. An impressive afterburn by Manuel there. Allow me to pick up the Vox as well. 3 kills from the get-go. I would say not too shabby. I was pretty happy that we're starting off with a strong start rather than ourselves getting beat up. Barely getting that last bit of CS there before Playoff Period could potentially take me out. Arden for the save. As you can tell, I'm also playing with 2 of my other guildmates, Peas and Manuel, both POA players. We were all POA back before the compression, and now they have actually reached the ranks of POA, and I'm SA Gold currently right now, about to hit POA. We're so close, but this is, in fact, a casual match, so we're not getting any elo for this. But now we're just farming up. I'm using my forward barrage to kind of just take them out as fast as I can. Eventually I start using forward barrage a little less because I start getting more weapon power, and just kiting around is a little bit more effective in some situations with weapon power Skye. But yeah, so we go into lane, hoping to get this Vox, catch him off guard, which I think we do. Yeah, here we go. Oh no, we don't. He didn't get the stun, the angle right, so unfortunately we had to just go ahead and back off. But then they're coming at a weird approach here. Arden comes by himself from our flank. Nothing really happens besides a few shots being exchanged here and there, and then we just go ahead and push their jungle here. We're just like, you know what, lane is pushed, let's go ahead and get some farm, make sure we can still deny a little bit of gold from Playoff Beard. We're not going to let down at all, because this is Gangstars, and Gangstars is generally a pretty high elo guild, and therefore these players are probably pretty high themselves. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and focus on getting a Sorrow Blade, I believe, first, and then I'm going to go ahead and get a, I think I get a Tornado Trigger. I'm not sure if I go Breaking Point or not, but you know, just maintaining our farm, going back to our backs as fast as possible before we forget about it and don't get our money worth that we truly need to keep ourselves in tip-top shape. Last thing you want to do is stay in lane waiting for ganks when you can just be going back to your backs and getting your money that you need. A big mistake sometimes in some of the medium to low elo ranks, like the, I would say, low hotness and lower, sometimes people like to stay in lane excessively and wait for ganks, when in reality they can just go back, get their backs, and then try to gank there. Another save by Arden. Glaive, after burning the other glaive, allowing us to pick him off, which is amazing. Here I'm just doing some more poke. I just realized I'm getting hit by minions by a lot, and I'm like, okay, I gotta back out. It really hurt. I was just like, okay, I didn't realize I was getting demolished by these minions. So we pick up the regen, so I can get some of my health back. Glaive's still in lane, doing okay. He's against a Vox and an Arden right now, but looks like he's fine. Still working towards that Sorrow Blade. I actually pick up the Blazing Salvo so I can stutter step a little bit more efficiently. I usually go Blazing Salvo as a default item for any weapon power build, just because it's nice to use for stutter stepping, especially for ranged heroes. But even with melee too, I do the exact same thing. So getting our backs. I finally got my ult too, so that's gonna be nice. I like the fact that now the ultimate is on a shorter cooldown, so it's more utilized for the positioning of the stun rather than the brute damage that it puts out with CP. Glaive did get caught out. He was a little overextended, it seems. We're just here to kind of just make sure nothing gets pushed here, clearing out the farm that's going to be taken out by the turret, not wasting any gold. So here's Playoff Beard going in. He's taking a lot of damage. I put out my ult, but I was a little bit late with Glaives. Those boots kind of was... I wasn't able to predict it quite right, and then he afterburns me. But then I'm like, okay, well, I can just stutter step him real quick, and then forward barrage to finish off. That passive movement speed is so nice with chasing. If they're running, generally, unless they get messed up somehow, like you're gonna be able to stay on their feet. Got that forward barrage too, just barely in time. Taking out Calixte, or however you pronounce their name. I'm gonna go ahead and get the fronts here and move on over to the backs real quick so Arden can get out of there, since he's obviously waiting for me. I'm gonna forward barrage just to kind of take it out as fast as I can, because I knew Flapbeard would be coming back to try to get me, but we're good. We're good. So we've stolen quite a bit of farm. It's like pretty devastating right now. He's really hurting, and he can't really ramp up his damage as fast as I can right now because I'm just taking everything. At this point, I'm not really caring about boots because I have passive movement speed from just attacking things, so I was kind of using that for now. My mentality was I can spend items on damage items and get even more ahead, and rather than getting boots, you know, and spending that 300 gold there, I'll get boots when I really need it. Sometimes I like to target minions in lane in case I need to use my ult. If you can't target heroes, you can target minions nearby and then use your ultimate to kind of position yourselves or the enemies in a better way for your team to be on top. But that one wasn't a great example of using an ult. I didn't get it off close enough to the wall towards the jungle, and so they were able to just walk down and around, and that was really bad. But we decided, you know what, let's get the gold mine. Since they're up in lane, distracted, we can probably burst it down quite a bit. One change with Weapon Power Skye was the fact that her forward barrage now does damage off crits. It has that ability to crit, and therefore I started building more crits mid to late game to kind of test that out and see how it works. And plus, it synergizes well with my basic attacks too. So I wanted to try to test out how that works nowadays, since that's new this update. Before it was all about CP, but now there's potential for weapon power forward barrages, since it can now crit. I don't know if it's off the overdrive or not, but I just know it can crit in some form. I don't know if it has to be overdriven or not. Glaive taking out Vox, great. We're happy about that. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty smexy. I'm just gonna go ahead and just stutter step the heck out of this minion and then mess up. Yeah, I gotta love it when like you mess up your stutter step and it looks so bad. It's like, okay, I'm like not hitting it for like 3 seconds. So now I picked up boots. I want to get the movement speed now in case I need to disengage or chase potentially. And I had a little bit extra gold anyway, so it's like, all right, let's do it. So now I think I did get some armor too. I got the double armor for Glaive initially in the beginning. And then eventually I sold one of them and just got the coat of plates. And that should be good for now because it's not doing so much damage to me. But just having that damage mitigation in general is really nice, especially if you're in the lead. They just do that much less damage to you, and then you can just snowball even harder. Because you can afford it, and they can't really afford items to outpower your defenses right now. You can't go shy in your defense in early game because it can really bite you in the butt. I used my passive there, if you guys saw that, to get out of the ult from Vox, which I thought was actually well played personally. The engagements from the freaking Series Strike is really nice too, because as long as they're targeted, no matter how far they get, if it's still locked on them, you can use your Series Strike and literally catch up in an instant. It's so awesome, especially when they're on the run. I don't know what the ratios are on the Series Strike over weapon power, if there are any. I don't know. I don't remember. I just knew about the forward barrage. It had a weapon power ratio to begin with, but oh, here's another one. It's like, okay, bye. Oh, actually, I think I actually might die here. Oh no, the renewals. And I did die. Okay, yeah. That was not good on my part. I thought I was gonna get Vox, and I should have actually stayed with my team rather than keep chasing. That's one problem I do have, is I do get a little bit greedy from time to time, sometimes more than others. But then Arden does pick him up, so I was pretty happy about that too. Gave him a good thumbs up saying, thank you for cleaning up my mistake. Yeah, so rule of thumb, not key of thumb, getting my my phrases wrong here. Rule of thumb is the fact that you want to make sure that you're staying with your team. If you can't secure a kill safely, then just don't go for it. Go for those that are nearby that are taking out your teammates and help with those instead. Unless you absolutely feel like you're that confident you're going to get it. But also try to keep in mind of the enemy team's abilities. I didn't. I forgot there's a gauntlet in the team, and I was able to get stunned by the gauntlet because I was an idiot. Just plain and simple. You gotta just, it's one of those things you just gotta have to keep playing, and eventually it just becomes second nature to think about that kind of stuff, but sometimes, you know, you just forget. So I got the tornado trigger over the breaking point. I like the consistent damage personally. I just thought it was easier to stutter step with too, since you get a little bit more attack speed. Here's where I split. I thought Arden was gonna die by Glaive, which he did, so I went ahead and went with Vox. I blocked him off, so he had to use his jump in a direction where he couldn't get the most distance, and therefore allowed me to keep hitting him over and over and over with basic attacks. You can see here I'm starting to use my forward barrage a little bit less because I don't have that crit quite yet, but on turrets I tend to use it quite a bit because it just does a ton of damage on turrets. Oh, see, that stun would have been awesome, but my ult I tried to follow up, but my team disengaged, so I didn't want to engage either. Given that they weren't going to be behind me, I was like, all right, I just wasted that, but luckily it's on a short cooldown, so we're good. So now we're just stealing backs. Always steal backs. If you get a chance, steal it. So long as you have a safe cushion of time. If they're like already spawned and rushing towards you, don't take the risk to try to get their backs. Just get out. Like, if you can, try to stutter step out while trying to take out the minions while stutter stepping. That's the only like really best advice I can give you. If you want to take the farm, do it while stutter stepping while you're trying to disengage at the exact same time. So as you're backing out, you're stutter stepping to do damage to the minions in the jungle. Otherwise, just sitting there, standing, shooting while they're coming at you is not a good idea. I've gotten caught out before. After an ace, they spawn because of the short respawn times, and then they take me out because I got greedy with farm and decided to stay rather than just leave. Again, use the forward barrage, just take out that turret as fast as possible. I actually don't know if it's more effective right now to just do basic attacks than forward barrage, but I feel like it's still pretty strong, so I still do it. Here, I'm blocking them off again. They have to go around, so they're just taking tons and tons of damage here. I try to use my Serious Strike to get out, and I actually do, which is phenomenal, but I do take a stun from the gauntlet. Here's what play up here, he's going to chase me, but I'm just going to go ahead and kite him. And our Arden's right behind, and then I used a forward barrage to kind of just secure the kill. Or not secure the kill, but just potentially secure the kill because Arden got it, not me. My team, man. The taunting. I don't taunt. You can see here I don't do that teleporting thing. I kind of feel like it's not correct, but my team felt like they had a need to do so. I did try to ult here, but I didn't get the Vox. I do need to practice my ults. I really do. I'm a Skye jungle main only because that's all I play in jungle. I wouldn't say I'm a main jungle Skye for the sake of skill level. I just like to play her, and that's all I play. So I still have room to practice my ults. My ults I can do good sometimes, but I'm just not consistent, and that's one of the biggest problems I have. So the biggest advice I can give you, the best advice I can give you, is just practice using your abilities in the most efficient manner. And once you get that down, it's just look out because you're gonna be on fire. Like if you can use your abilities just right. Because imagine if I can get those stuns dead on every time, block them, know how to just stop an enemy from leaving when they're running. Every time, it's gonna be phenomenal. But half the time they've gotten away because I haven't practiced enough. I actually generally do CP Skye personally, but Weapon Power seems to be pretty fun right now. Kind of like it. Manuel actually went CP Glaive because of the damage split. He wanted to be CP because I was Weapon Power. Again, I thought he was Vox when we were like queuing into the match, and I looked down to get my stuff set up for recording, and he switched to Glaive on me, and I didn't realize. And so, while I was buying my Weapon Power items, then I realized, crap, he's Glaive, and Well, it was okay because he decided to go CP anyways, which in a casual it's fine. In a ranked, I don't really know. See, I was actually testing here, like, what's more effective, the forward barrage or the basic attacks, and I felt like forward barrage was a little bit more effective. Very nice gauntlet, and then afterburn to stun him into the gauntlet. Phenomenal. Took him out before he could even Vanguard away. I think he already expended his Vanguard on himself, actually. I gave him a smiley face because I knew he was really, like, eager to check that brush to potentially get somebody, but I think they poured it out just in time or got away fast enough where we can't even catch up. So here we are. I think this is the final push, maybe? I believe so. I actually get taken out here, I think. I was actually fully expecting Arden, their Arden to a gauntlet, so I was kind of backing out, being safe. And then I focus on the Vox. But then Glade comes around and tries to take me out, and he doesn't because I used my 4 barrage, my Serious Strike to get away from his range. And then I get a little bit greedy here, so I try to take out Vox, just messing around because I knew it was a victory. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to take him out just to secure that victory. Not really for the sake of trolling, but I wanted to like kind of deviate their attention from the Kraken, as there's no way in hell that they're going to go ahead and get that Kraken if I can just take their attention off of it right away. So it was almost a guaranteed win, but I wanted to make sure. So I focused Vox for the sake of just, like I said, deviating their attention. And hopefully maybe even taking them out, but I didn't. But yeah, so that was GG. Playoff Beard, GS, Gangstars, Felixte, and then Vane and Vanes. GG, fun match. We just had more pressure in the beginning, and unfortunately, that's really why it landslided. Playoff Beard couldn't really build much, unfortunately. I know he's a great player, but it's just we were able to counter him so hard, and it was very unfortunate for him. And then Manuel was that CP Aftershock. It worked out. I think I did a lot of work, and Manuel did a lot of stunning, which was awesome. And basically feeding him straight to me. If you guys didn't see, there's a lot of afterburns where he did that, and it was phenomenal. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of me playing Weapon Power Jungle Skye, and I'll see you guys next time. Later!